versus NASCAR from Broward to Dade.
Is it bad that I feel more comfortable there? Like I was there Saturday.
Yeah.
Just driving like a loon,
No,
and it's accepted.
I spent much time there, trust me.
Like I get into Broward, and I have to like control myself. And it's not like Broward's perfect; it's still South Florida, but it's
No,
Miami.
I mean the drivers are awful. Probably, I mean you would hear this in every city. Oh man, nobody drives like the people here.
Miami's great. Miami, you can do like the stuff you would get honked.
You don't know
at.
if the guy next to you is passed away and is at the wheel, like literally Weekend at Bernie's.
Like you pull moves anywhere, even in Broward, like you cut someone off the middle finger, and I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even do anything to you. But if you drive in Miami like a lunatic, no one even notices. They're like, yeah, that's normal.
Very normal, yeah. I mean, the rules are suspended there of any kind of road etiquette. That's for sure.
They don't honk.
Tires are flying out of nowhere, even though they didn't come off any car. People are dropping stones from the bridges. The fuck?
The time.
Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
Two different worlds, no doubt about it. That's interesting, Lubie, that you feel more comfortable where you can drive like a maniac. I guess it's passive aggression?
I'm just born and raised in South Florida, so this is how I know to drive. I don't know how to. When I was in Tallahassee for 5 years, it was really tough.
All we were doing is trying to figure out how to get to a Marlins game there,
exactly.
Which nobody's doing anyway. So welcome to the show. Good to have you guys with us here on this Thursday. We will have a trivia challenge for you trivia buffs out there, the players. Yes. I guess it's interesting. People will sit home by the millions and watch others play quiz shows. So I guess there's an interest level in seeing some of the regulars compete here on the program. We really do have some high-profile trivia players who are frequenting all of these bars around town and winning competitions there. So
yes, sir.
It does stand to reason that they would do well on this program, which has a little bit of a different approach, certainly to sports trivia. Dave Gurggles Gergely is going to join us and conduct those festivities. And we couldn't be happier today. I almost got sucked in on a Black Wednesday, Louie. We were talking about this on our No Filter show. I nearly got sucked in. I started to read the logic. And at what point does somebody, some handicapper, convince you that, geez, this makes a whole lot of sense? That should come at no point, because my conclusion after last night especially, and the previous day as well with the All-Star game, was that the more scientific the logic, the more profoundly mathematical the formula is to arrive at which side, which prop you're going to take, the more likely you are to lose. And we've seen it now 2 days in a row. That guy, he had the soil variant analysis, wind variance. He was analyzing the structure of Arlington Stadium. I don't know what it must have some sponsor name there, but the stadium where the Texas Rangers play for the All-Star game. And very brilliantly came to the conclusion that, well, you know what? This game's going to be under. He even threw in some like Mark Lawrencean trends. And you thought, okay, the guy's making sense, right? The minute you think that, you're fucked.
Yes.
You have to just turn the other way, Lubie. You know this. I mean, we've said this forever. If you could book the media's action, but that's a whole different thing. I mean, if you're talking about like, Mike Francesa gets on the air and he goes, well, they really like the Chiefs. Of course you're going to run and bet the Lions. What else would you do? And occasionally these guys are going to be right. But is there anybody out there that actually tries to grind it out when it comes to gambling? Maybe the professor is like that. I don't know that you would consider with the denominations that he's dealing with that it's grinding it out. Is it grinding it out if you're betting like thousands, Lubie? Or are you just trying to grind out a profit betting a maximum of $100 every time you unload the bankroll? But, I mean, if you're going to grind it out over time, you need to be right, about 60-some-odd% of the time to beat the juice?
Yes, well, look, it depends on even the professor who does this pseudo for a living, I mean, he's a money manager for himself otherwise, and he's a restaurateur, but
he keeps track of what he's doing, which is even weirder. Yeah,
to make money, and that's another. It literally is considered for him a revenue stream.
Yeah,
a revenue stream. Even he, when it comes to horses or the casino, goes with best odds, go low, win big. Now, so I agree. If you're betting on horses, if you're on the blackjack table or craps or something like that, or roulette like you like, makes sense. Go small to win big. That I understand. To me, I also agree with the professor when it comes to betting sports. If you can win 60 to 65% clip, I think that's actually the thing you're supposed to do long term. However, that is not what especially in this day and age with all the parlays and all the crap, that's not what most people do.
You're finding ways to go ahead and quadruple, the odds factor, the luck factor. When you're literally, just exponentially exposing yourself to more and more danger and the likelihood of losing. And then the thing that gets the attention is always the guy that hit like an 18-team parlay. But you just ended up in a 3-teamer squaring and cubing the luck factor, which is what these places are all thriving on. They're thriving on FanDuel and DraftKings. Are not thriving on the big hitters, the guys that come in, the whales that are betting like $1.5 million on a sporting event. They're not making enough the Portnoys or the Mayweathers. They're making enough the schmuck that's betting $5 just to have a little fun, but also is fueled by degenerate self-sabotage because it's never good enough. You can't bet 5 to win 5. You got to bet 5 to win 500, and so doing, you're just throwing the guy $5. Just take it, wad it up. I often think this when I go to the track. Why don't, before I get there, I take $100 bill out of my wallet, wad it up, and throw it out the window of the car? Wouldn't you feel like an asshole?
Yes.
If you did that? And that's essentially what you're doing, people. That's what we know. But anyway, I almost unloaded on the Indiana Fever last night. I was convinced by this guy that, he had the logic so mapped out, Lubie. And I'm asking myself as I'm reading this, are we really talking about a WNBA game and I'm reading this shit? You can't imagine. The impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA goes far beyond anything that anybody could have ever imagined because people are betting on these fucking games.
Oh, yeah. No, look, Angel Reese isn't wrong. The rest of the WNBA isn't wrong. It's not her alone. The whole league makes it. But the reality is she's bringing eyeballs. Even if she's not even the top 20 player in the league right now, she's bringing eyeballs, and that's a good thing. It is, and it's what Tiger did. It's why eventually his greatest enemies, and you talked about this the other day.
Oh, they all lined up, just like the Trump Republicans.
Look, if you can be the fourth or fifth dude, you're making more money than the first guy used to make because the money goes up. That's better for everyone. That's just how it is.
I asked you this question earlier this morning on our No Filter show. The morning briefing. What is more frightening to watch? The Republican National Convention or SEC Media Days? What would you say? Now SEC Media Days have lost a lot of their luster. I don't know that there's anything exciting happening. I guess Lane Kiffin would be fun.
Kiffin's fine. Kirby tries to throw a little dart here and there. They have other guys that have personality, but
they got Kalen DeBoer in there now, the Washington guy. He's coaching Alabama. Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to. Not seeing Nick on the sidelines.
It's going to be, you just said it. It's SEC Media Days already. Like I look for like, what the fuck did he said? I
can't wait to see the Nick, appearance on SEC Media Days.
Little blurbs, and I didn't even pay attention because I know it's just going to be political bogus talk. And
cursing the media out for ranking Alabama number 1 in the country once again.
Why the fuck do you do that to my kids, huh? How are they going to sleep at night knowing that you guys think they should be number 1 and win every fucking game?
Okay, Nick.
Yeah, I'm sure your expectations
are. Have a couple of Xanax and shut the fuck up. Spurrier was fun when he got to the SEC. I don't think he was as much fun when he was at Florida, which, by the way, your boy Billy Napier, he's got the Ed Ogeron tag on him already this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, they went backwards last year.
Yeah.
At least the Canes, as bad as they looked, their record was quote unquote better. They did make a bowl. The Gators went from making a bowl to not making a bowl. Like that's not what you want to see, is your team go backwards.
They kind of looked lost, didn't they? At different times.
And they had a quarterback
unorganized and chaotic. Yeah, it didn't bode well for Billy Napier, who was like the fair-haired boy just, a couple of years ago. Everybody was thinking, wow, this guy's really going to be something. Anyway, so which is more frightening? Watching these guys, these gutless putzes get up there one after another that had been completely belittled by Donald Trump and actually were belittling Donald Trump right up until post time for the convention.
Yes.
And then they're all on their knees, in the blowjob position. Ron DeSantis, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Nikki Haley. Have you no shame?
What do you mean Vance himself, like 2 years ago. And that's
call him a Hitler.
It's not like, 10, 15 years ago, like they did with Biden, where Biden voted for the bill in the early 90s that ruined everything. First of all, he didn't do it on purpose. Second, he's since apologized. Third, it's 30 fucking years ago. This is people from Nikki Haley was literally in March, like March of this year.
Well, she hated this fucking guy. Like poison. They were all afraid to say anything overwhelmingly negative because they knew that he was going to just blow over them anyway. So, and very interesting. But yeah, I would think, yeah, the Republican National Convention, because of the magnitude of what we're dealing with here, certainly was more frightening to me yesterday than SEC Media Days, which I used to find great enjoyment in and a source of tremendous amounts of material. But I didn't really, have that much more than a passing interest in.
Well, it's lost a lot of Eddie O's gone, and trying to decipher what he said was always fun.
It was great with an interpreter. Yeah.
Like Brian Kelly's very straight. Like it's all these straight lace. Kiffin's fun, but he's only fun when he has someone to go. Like there's no savings. So I feel like Kiffin will lose a lot of his luster.
He's got to be in the right mood. I don't think in front of the media at SEC Media Days he really wants to be the guy that's making all these quips. He's actually subtly very funny. This guy.
It's like when we would have him on versus like I'd hear him later on, like Dan Patrick at like 9:30. Lane Kiffin at 7:30 is not the same guy that Lane Kiffin is at 9:30. Like.
He was pretty flat when he was on with us. Very cliche-ridden. Almost sounded like your guy. And this guy's a good guy, Norvell. But wow, I mean, it's not like he's saying anything that you go, well, holy shit, I didn't know that.
He says nothing.
That we're going to have to play hard, run hard, and practice hard, and then that's the one thing that we can do to help ourselves win. Oh, okay, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like this SEC
fucking told me nothing. Yeah.
Even adding tech like Venables is, I don't even know what he sounds like. And Stark, for whatever his past is, he's become very, to the point.
Yeah.
Like it's a bunch of guys that are just talking football, which is fine in Georgia and Alabama. I don't care about that. Like I want to hear the guy that's going to rant and rave about the fucking fridge.
Yeah, I like some hillbilly shit mixed in there too. It is, after all, the Southeastern Conference, my friend. But so that struck me yesterday, and then of course we had this thing with the Fever, and they're favored by 4.5 points on the road against the Dallas Wings. Lubie, the Wings. This guy points out and illustrates it and says they suck at defending the three. They can't shoot the three. They're in a losing trend right now that is bordering on abysmal. The Fever are coming on. They're knocking off the number one team, the New York Liberty. They're really playing well. Their last 12 games, I think they're like 8-4. Caitlin Clark, I think, I don't know. You don't think she's among the top players in the league? I would have to think yes, right? Has 24 points, 19 assists, and what do? They lose outright by 8. And then you're asking yourself, what level of insanity is it that we're actually thinking about acknowledging the handicapping and reacting to it on a WNBA game when immediately you should have just put that piece of material down, called your bookie, and bet the other side. Maybe even money line, right? It's incredible how wrong these people are. So I think the more profound the logic, Lubie, the deeper they go into scientific and mathematical analysis, the further away you should run from those kind of picks. And we were tracking that before. Remember when we had the Brent Musburger Barry America campaign? This is similar. I guess it's taken over for whatever that was, Las Vegas Information Network. And I mean, we would read one of their excerpts every day and just say, "Hey, let's go the other way," right? And we were winning a great percentage. It was unbelievable. All right, what happened here? We got Dave Gurggles Gergely standing by.
Yeah,
very good. Can we get him or?
If you want, he's there.
All right, yeah, let's bring him on. This is good. Gergs, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. Excited for the British Open.
Yeah, it's underway. I was talking about this. I mean, one of the great things, and it would be viewed as a negative in most situations where you're used to having a position where you have to be somewhere really early in the morning, like we did in radio for many years. And then inadvertently, you would wake up at like 4 a.m. thinking it was time to go. And you'd be startled, wake up and go, fuck, it's only 4 o'clock. Now you got to get back to sleep. But I love it when there's some kind of, I mean, we just had Wimbledon. That wasn't on as early as this. And this is on like literally in the middle of the night. Now, in your travels, have you putted around on Royal Troon at any time?
No. I've been to Ireland, but I haven't been to Scotland. So I'm not familiar with the course, although I got some good questions about it. Yep. And I went to the Hard Rock, and I do have some action this weekend.
Who'd you take?
I've got Tom Kim, better known as the Young Kim, to finish in the top 5. I think I get, 20 to 1 or something like that.
He was sort of
And
hanging around in the early going, like somewhere 1 over or even par.
well, I don't know, and I've got I almost bet Justin Rose, but instead
Wow.
I bet Tommy Fleetwood as the low British golfer, and
Oh, really? They had a prop even on that?
yep, they'd have that, and I've got a win bet on Ludwig Aberg.
It's pronounced Oberg, even though it looks like
Aberg.
Aberg. Yeah, they got the two
Defoe's
dots over the
guy.
A.
That's Defoe's guy.
Yep. Well,
I
the
picked
ticket
them,
match,
but
no matter what.
you know what? I saw a tremendous reduction in the odds that I thought that I would be getting on Oberg, and I backed off because I saw him listed in one of my listings in the New York Post at 14-1. No, at 25-1. But I think he went off closer. Did he go off at like under 14-1, like
I
12 to
don't
1,
know.
something like that?
I got the ticket at home. I just
Yeah, he started out. He birdied the first hole, Gurggles. I don't know if you saw this, but then had kind of fallen a little bit off the pace, which was being set at one time by Justin Thomas, surprisingly, a guy that a lot of people think is finished in terms of winning championships.
Justin Thomas is a good, solid player. I also took a flyer on. I put $20 to win on Tony Finau. I like that guy.
Finau's in there right now as we speak. I don't know if you saw the leaderboard recently, but yeah, he's got a shot. That guy Thigala interests me. Although, is he a winning player? Do you think? I mean, Sahith or whatever it is, Thigala. He's often in contention.
Yeah. I don't know. He can play, so he seems to be in there all the time. I'm not sure about his driving accuracy, but yeah, we will see. It's going to be very interesting. Luckily, our members went on a big trip, so I'll be here working Saturday morning with the members that are remaining. So once I get them off at 7:16 in the morning, I'll come back and watch a little of the British Open until I have to do their scoring at noon.
Yeah, I don't know if this has been updated recently. It might have been stuck on my computer, but Finau was 1 under, 1 off the pace.
Good.
Through 9 holes, Tony Finau. So I'll see if I can get that refreshed or something, because it looks to me like yesterday's news. But yeah, 2 under is leading. Thomas ended up, I don't know, he was in some bunker, and that was the end of it. And so he lost a couple of strokes to par. And DeChambeau looked like he shot himself out of the tournament on the first
Good.
few
I
holes.
didn't use him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we used to talk about that with DeChambeau. I guess he acquitted himself very well, because you were thinking, if you're going to dress like Payne Stewart, it's like the guy that wears the pink sneakers out to play basketball. He's got the pink high top cons, and it's like, if you're going to wear those, you better be able to fucking play, right? And then it turned out he could play, but he went. I don't know. Do you harbor? I guess there should be no resentment or anything for busting up the PGA Tour and taking the Live Tour money, but for some reason, I feel even me, who would go ahead and hawk some milkshake that you drank before that you went to sleep, that would guarantee you'd lose weight while you were sleeping. No matter what you ate, you could eat like a whole wild boar. And if you drank this shit, you were going to be 2 pounds lighter by the time you got up. But I mean, to go to the Live Tour and take this sort of, what seems to be very tainted money.
Maybe, but if you think about it, if you're on the PGA, those guys going to the Live actually did you a favor, because now the PGA upped their game financially as well. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Where's Greg Norman, by the way? Is he seen anywhere?
I saw him on a camel somewhere.
All of a sudden, this cat's like Lawrence of Arabia, man. He's riding around in the desert there on a camel. All right, Gurgs, we're going to have the trivia challenge coming up, and we invite you to play 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070 if you'd like to play the game. We got the Landlubbers gift certificate. Lubie will be at Landlubbers later on tonight. I believe 6:30 is post time.
Yes, sir.
For their live trivia competition, which has taken off. I mean, to be mentioned among the great live events that are conducted entertainment-wise in some of the local establishments here. I mean, is Lubie and the Professor with the trivia they do at Landlubbers not right up there on any concierge's list of things
I
to
would
do?
agree. And the great thing about their event is not only is it mentally challenging, but Landlubbers has the setting where they can accommodate everybody in the trivia contest, and all the other people can have their dinner and just enjoy it and not worry about it. So it's a great blend of people with terrific food and some challenging questions. And I'm hoping the Chronics finish in the top 5, but from second backwards.
All right. We'll see what happens. Lenny, believe it or not, Lenny the Chronic actually won. They had a trivia competition at whatever his office was doing. his workplace was doing some kind of one of those celebration bonding things. And so part of the action was a trivia contest. I mean, what kind of ringer is that to put Lenny in that? And he was proudly displaying the gift certificate or whatever it was that he won there. I think it was to Landlubbers. I think it might have been $50 at Landlubbers. All right, so we're going to come back and play the game. You can dial us up if you would like to participate. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. I don't know if this document was real, our good friend. I hope he plays from Vegas. I know it's early. Did you actually call him to play? Not realizing it was like 5:30 in the morning there, Lubie?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
What did you say? He played. That's dedication.
He was watching us. I mean, he said, "Yeah, I'm watching." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, he posted on his Facebook page what appeared to have been a document, the emergency room report from Trump's treatment in Bethel, Pennsylvania, and essentially the emergency room person or whoever treated him had written that there really was nothing there. That
really, he wasn't shot by anything.
That it appeared to be just a nick that was caused by a piece of plastic.
Oh, Jesus.
And that all they did was wipe it clean, and it required no other treatment.
I do love that find. It wasn't staged.
He came in looking like Vito Anafermo after the Hagler fight with this giant bandage on his ear, man. Talk about cauliflower.
Even an assassination attempt is something he has to fucking lie about. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, even Dems were like praising and praying and thinking and all the things. Just like, even that, he has to drum it up to some freaking show. And it's like, dude, I'm not saying it's staged. I believe it happened, but shit, let us see the medical reports. It was what it was. No, he's got to do shirts and shoes. And it's like, everything's got to become a thing with him. Everything, even an assassination attempt where both sides would give him credit. He's got to shit on it. It's like,
well, I mean, Gurggles, this has sounded like something that Gurggles might have started proliferating around, but that the real move would have been for him to have claimed that he passed away and then come back from the dead for the Republican National Convention after being dead for 3 days.
Although I don't know if you saw it on the news last night. There's a bar either somewhere in Central Florida or somewhere called Charlie's Banana Bar or something, and the sign outside said, "How can you miss a target like that with such an inflated head?"
God.
I don't know. I mean, you would think that a bullet that was projected from that distance with this type of rifle, if it actually hit you, that you would be very lucky not to look like Evander Holyfield at the very least.
I think it's going to come out eventually that the kid that shot him was actually thrown off season 1 of The Apprentice.
This guy, unfortunately, was, I mean, it's disturbing on so many levels. I mean, just so many levels, the whole thing. All right, we're going to come back. This shouldn't be disturbing at all. It should be a lot of fun. The Trivia Challenge with Dave Gurggles Gergely. And you can dial us up, as I said, 954-417-0070. Lubie has the gift certificate for Landlubbers we're giving away as the top prize. Much more valuable, I think, Lubie and Dave, you would agree, would be the distinction of being a winner here on this program. So we wish you all the best of luck in participating. 954-417-0070. And we will be back with the Trivia Challenge portion of the program in a moment. Now that.
The time.
It's 8:31. Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante, the Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici, just switch the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on the Defo Show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Good to have you with us on this fine Thursday morning. Jeff DeForest, we got Mike Lubie Lubitz, the great Dave Gurggles Gergely, about to conduct the Trivia Challenge. You can dial us up if you'd like to play, 954-417-0070. A little update here. Justin Thomas finished his round and came back after he sort of took a little dip, and then he came back. He's 3 under, leading the tournament at this point, which is far from decided because there are a bunch of guys in there at 2 under. I don't see your Tommy Fleetwood Mac anywhere, but I only got to like even par, so he may be in the mix there. But Justin Rose, you say you have him to win the tournament? Oh, you thought about having him to win the tournament?
Justin Rose is the one that I liked.
Okay, he's 2 under. He's right there knocking on the door. So
yeah, he's a classy ball player and keeps the ball in play. Just a real classy guy. Yep.
Seems like older guys do very well there. I mean, remember you had Tom Watson was leading the tournament. He was 75. You had other guys. Norman, after his career was pretty much finito, he was leading late in the tournament there into the 4th round. We see this happen quite a bit at the what was the British Open. And now is very pretentiously just called the Open. Why confuse everybody? What the fuck is that? All right, let's get into the game here, Dave Gurggles Gergely. You heard from the Polyman, and of course, and this is good because I believe the Scrambler is going to point us in the direction of Saratoga here. So fire away in honor of the Polyman. We'll start the game in the traditional fashion with Dave Gurggles Gergely and some
Easy baseball. This original New York Met, when asked by a writer how he thought he might play in the upcoming 1969 World Series, said, geez, I don't know what I'll do in October. I never hit in this month before. I'm usually playing basketball by now. Ed Kranepool, Ed Boucher, Ed Sullivan, or John L. Sullivan?
Hell of a nice guy, Ed Kranepool, man. Much beloved and deservedly so by fans around the country and especially in New York. All right, speaking of New York, yeah, Pat, I mean, our favorite actor, Pat Fox is up. And is it true, Pat Fox, you're headed for Saratoga today?
I am, guys. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Applaud down. We bow to your greatness.
Nice.
Jeff Calloway race.
All right, very nice. Are you bringing a lot of cash with you or just hoping to win the gift certificate and sell it off for half the price?
Yeah.
He said he's bringing a wad.
A wad. Oh, good. Okay. A wad. All right. Good luck with all of that. And you have 1 point. And you're in the game. See if you can pick a winner here.
Hey, Pat, keep your eye on Mike Maker if he has the kid Ramon Vasquez riding for him. They usually come in at a price up there.
Okay.
So watch for that. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Yeah.
Hockey, true or false? Believe it or not, Pat, from the movie, and you're an actor, Slapshot, in 2015, the Hanson brothers were inducted into the fictitious Athlete Hall of Fame. True or false?
I'll say false.
I'll say true.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The key would be, is there such a thing?
I didn't think it existed.
Yeah, because if there is a fictional Athlete Hall of Fame, then they would certainly be first ballot Hall of Famers, no?
Yep.
All right. Very good, Gurggles. Fooled them again. Pat's got, you have 1 point, Pat, going for 4 now.
All right, baseball, Pat. Pete Alonso won the Home Run Derby in 2019, and 2020 was canceled. Then he won it again in 2021, technically back-to-back. Prior to that, who was the last player to win the home run derby in back-to-back years?
Good question.
Frank Thomas,
Uh,
Jonas Cespedes, Ken Griffey Jr., or Miguel Tejada?
Wow.
I think it was Cespedes.
Cespedes. Yeah.
Cespedes?
Yes,
Oh, good
Yes.
for you.
in 13 and 14.
What
Very
happened
good.
to him, man? He flamed out fast, Cespedes. Remember? He was so red hot and then
Yep.
just like a disappearing act. Good job, Pat. You're on your game, and that's encouraging if you're heading for Toga. Chance at 9 points to set the pace, in which case you probably have to stick around for a while.
All right, Pat, Olympics. Which of the following countries has competed in the most Summer Olympics without ever winning a medal?
Wow.
Monaco,
Oh,
Bangladesh, Bolivia, or Nepal?
Jeez.
Nepal.
Nepal.
Paul.
Believe
Do
it
they
or
have a medal? What they win a medal in?
What have they
tiny
medals?
country of Monaco competed
Monaco?
in 21 Summer
Uh,
Olympics without ever winning a medal.
All right, Pat.
Oh, I
well,
thought you said Morocco.
the case.
No, Monaco.
All right, very good, man. 4 points for Pat, setting the pace here and heading for Toga. Speaking of setting the pace, how have you been cashing at Toga? Gurggles, how you been doing
Yeah,
so
I had
far?
a good one. Fernando, the bartender at Silks, and I each picked a horse last Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
And he said, I like the 10 horse, who I already bet with Lascano on. And I
Okay.
said, okay, well, I like the 1. And the 10 won at 5-1. The 1 came up flying for second at 30-1.
Woo. Woo.
And we split I think a 440 exacta. So that
How
was
sweet
nice.
is that? All right. Good job, Gurggles. Okay, dial us up if you want to play. 954-417-0070. Pat with 4 points on his way to Saratoga, setting the pace right now. Maybe back for the finals, but we'll see if we can get a couple of players that even eclipse that total. So here's our next round of questions with Dave Gurggles Gergely.
Boxing. This fight promoter on yet another comeback by a boxer said, Sugar Ray Leonard's retirements last about as long as Elizabeth Taylor's marriages. Was that Bob Arum, Bob Barker, Wes Parker, or Wes Westrom?
Arum for an old fart, a guy who's been old since he was young. Every now and then comes up with some clever dry humor. He really does. All right, the scrambler rolled by Michael Lubie Lubitz lands on Mike. You're up next here on the Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'll say A.
You got it correct. Very nice, and you're off and running here. 1 point going for 2.
Olympics, Mike, true or false? Believe it or not, in 1924 Olympics in Paris, Johnny Weissmuller, better known as Tarzan, actually won a bronze medal as a part of the U.S. water polo team. True or false?
True.
I want to say true.
That is true.
True.
He
All
won
right,
3
very good.
golds in swimming and 1 in water polo, a bronze.
Nice.
Not too shabby, man. I mean, a hell of an all-around athlete. So that gives you 2, and you're going for 5 here, Michael.
All right, golf. The record for the most strokes under par in winning the British Open is -20,
Ooh,
held
where
by
was that?
Henrik Stenson in 2016 and whom?
Ooh.
The big
Shane
Swede.
Lowry, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, or Cameron Smith?
20 under.
Could you repeat those, please, Dave?
Sure. There are 2 of them that were 20 under. Henrik Stenson was one of them. The other one was Shane Lowry, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, or Cameron Smith.
C.
C,
What'd you say?
as in
Whoever is C. C.
Morikawa.
No, it was Cameron Smith just in 2022.
That's what I was going to say. And the Polyman's advice before the Open in terms of betting was take anybody named Cameron. Anyone named McIntyre, anyone named Cameron, and I think he may have also. Everybody wants to have this sentimental, vote for Tommy Fleetwood Mac, who never gets there, right? I mean, talk about a bridesmaid.
I just want him to be the low Brit. That's all I care about.
All right, a shot at 7 points here in the lead, Mike.
Okay, back to baseball. The 1975 All-Star Game was won by the National League 6-3, and that was the only year recently where there were co-MVPs. John Matlack and
Ooh.
Ozzie Smith, Bill Madlock, Dave Concepcion, or Tony Perez.
Madlock.
Matlock.
Nice.
That's right.
Yes. Wow.
I don't know what that is.
I'll tell you
Good
what.
job, Mike.
Bill Matlock, Pirates, right? Third baseman.
Yes.
Had a couple of
Yep.
good years. Yeah. He's a tough hitter. All right. Very good. Very well done, people. Pat has 4 points. He's in second place. Now, Mike has 7. We have time for many more competitors, so give us a shot here. 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. Gurggles, Perdomo Cigars. I know you're headed up to Saratoga in August sometime. That should be a heck of a lot of fun.
I will be there. Let's see. Today is the 18th. This will be my final day there. I'll be there the 15th through the 18th. I've already reached out for maybe a little bit of some clubhouse passes, but we'll be right outside the Jocks room. Usually I'll say hello to Miramani as we last year.
Who do you tap for the passes?
Send it to you. And I'll always have Perdomo cigars with me. And there
good.
it is. I don't have to go to the Maldives this time. I'll be in Bern, New York, right on a lake, and I'll take some cigars there near the lake. And also we'll take some to Toga to sit outside and enjoy the races. You don't have to go that far. You can go right to 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto on the south side, a little bit east of the Home Depot. You'll see the big Perdomo cigar sign. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go in there and see Nubia. She'll direct you to the huge humidor there, built by our late great friend, the Mad Dog. Make your selections, whether it's a variety pack or whether you want to buy a box or just some individual cigars, whether it's Connecticut wrapper, a Maduro wrapper, a Punch, a Churchill, whatever you like. Perdomo makes them perfect one at a time. 305-627-6700, the number to call. You want one Saturday or Sunday? Go to any retailer near you that has them. Go online to www.perdomocigars.com to find this great cigar company. And last week, I gave out Rocco Strong as the Perdomo Horse of the Day. We run a strong second and paid like 7 and 5, 7 in the middle and 5 on the end. So no Perdomo cigar today. My Perdomo pick will be Mr. Alberg to win the British Open and to collect.
All right. It's, just something to follow through the weekend. I'd be lighting up a cigar if that happened for sure. All right. Dave Gurggles Gergely, Perdomo Cigars. So we're going to, you want to take a break here, Lubie, or you? Okay. Because I hear some music there. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back and finish off the game. You can dial us up if you want to play at 954-417-0070. Well, it's not like the music is really featured prominently here. It's just kind of, there it is. It's sort of blending in.
You know, break time.
You got to do something along those lines. All right. So we'll come back and complete the trivia challenge in a moment. Now that. Who do you hit up for tickets when you go to? Do you call Monty? I mean, how do you arrange that?
I usually go to Smitty from Gulfstream. Then he put me in touch with a guy from Naira who's no longer with Naira. So I contacted him. He's going to try and hit me up for somebody else. So we'll see.
You should be able to wrangle some clubhouse tickets to Toga, no? All right. Hey, you're in the media, for God's sake. Back with more in a moment. Now that. It's 8:46.
Here, let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs, unmatched. Steaks, hand-cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
Hear me, I am your new president. From this day on, the official language of San Marcos will be Swedish. Silence! In addition to that, all citizens will be required to change their underwear every half hour. Underwear will be worn on the outside so we can check. Furthermore, all children under 16 years old are now 16 years old.
What's the Spanish word for straitjacket? Power has driven him mad.
Welcome back to the Defo Show.
There's a quick turnaround by Michael Louie Lubitz getting that clip from J.D. Vance last night as he accepted the vice presidential nomination. That was fantastic. The underwear on the outside, that's a well, I mean, no, that was happening, wasn't it? I mean, wasn't that like a popular thing in the hip-hop culture, wearing underwear on the outside? All adopted from the concepts that were put forward years ago, 50 years ago, the movie Bananas. All right, we're immersed in the trivia challenge here. That's Dave Gurggles Gergely, the handsome one, the guy that looks awake. And Lubie and I will we'll do our best to keep pace here. As we continue the trivia challenge, 954-41. I told you, I woke up at 4 in the morning. I couldn't stop watching this crazy golf, man. What a Michigan thing that is. Where I think it was Hatton, Tyrell Hatton, who Polyman has as one of his guys. And a reasonable choice. And he hits one dead center down the fairway, and it rolls into there's like a 2-inch moat in the middle of the fucking fairway. Which,
a good shot.
Where the fuck did that come from? It's in the middle of the fairway.
They punish you for hitting a great shot.
Yeah. It's like you were playing the old Hollywood Lakes course where, you know, your ball would plug so deeply, even if you hit it in the fairway, that you wouldn't be able to find it. Because it was muck. All right, Gergs, you ready? We're going to continue the game here. We do have Mike with 7, Pat with 4, and here we go. Dave Gurggles Gergely.
All right, in honor of Pat going to Saratoga, horse racing. This trainer, trying to explain a horse's loss, doing his best Yogi Berra imitation, said, you know, a lot of horses get distracted. It's just human nature. What's that? Nick Zito, Nick Charles, Bob Charles, or Charles in Charge?
I love Nick Zito, man. What a great guy. Among my favorite Zitos, no doubt about it. All right, the Scrambler lands on, and, would it be a game if we didn't feature at some point in time Lenny the Chronic? You're on the Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Lenny. How are you, my friend?
Chronic.
How you doing, guys?
Good morning, Chronic.
How are you?
Great, Lenny. How are you? Now, what was the deal? I mean, you were a ringer in this contest at work. How did that work? You were doing a trivia challenge there?
Surprisingly, we went to some bar and they had food, and then we had a big game of trivia. And I actually beat out my teammate Megan, who always manages to knock me out.
Wow,
so,
nice job, Lenny.
Nice.
Did you win anything substantial for that?
I heard the prize, Lenny, was a T-shirt that said, "I will bury you."
God.
No, we'll smoke you.
I will smoke you. I will smoke you.
Very nice. What'd you win? If we don't mind us asking.
We had a good time though. They just give us a medal. We had a fun day out.
A medal? Oh, Jesus.
Out of here. A medal.
Participation trophy.
I also won the rock paper scissors challenge.
Oh yeah, nice. That was always a stupid game, wasn't it? I mean, you would wait until the guy flashed his thing. You saw he was putting out scissors, and then why would you ever put out scissors? Because it lost to everything, including fucking paper. Oh no, scissors cut paper. How did that work? What a dumbass game. That was right up there with soccer, in my opinion. Oh, good job there. I mean, did you choose up sides also? Did you do the thing with the bat where you put one on top of the other?
They had that predetermined, a bunch of little teams. We had about 12 teams. A lot of fun. We did a scavenger hunt in Publix, and then we ended up at an escape room.
A scavenger hunt in Publix? That's kind of what it is now, to try and find something that you can afford.
Pretty funny.
Oh, God. All right, Lenny, you have 1 point. You're in the game. Very nice.
He does? Okay. True or false, Lenny?
Yes.
Golf, believe it or not, with the passing of the late, great Dr. Ruth, she said she's not a fan of golf. Imagine, she said, a man saying to his partner and screaming "for" before entering her. That's not a way to do it. True or false?
Getting kind of greasy there.
That can't be true. I'm going false.
No, I'm going to go false.
That's true.
True?
That's what Dr. Ruth said. Yep.
Wasn't she the sex there? I mean, she definitely.
She was a sex therapist. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it would be her field of expertise. Have you ever yelled 4 before you were, engaging in sexual activity?
Well, no, because I did yell 4 one time, and the girl yelled back 2. So I don't know what she meant.
I mean, it was always awkward when you would like pull a hamstring while you were having sex, and then you would have to scream something. But I don't know about 4. I'm not sure that ever came up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my! All right, Lenny. We haven't even got past the true false question. We're already in the gutter here. Here's your 3-pointer.
All right, Lenny.
All right.
This day in sports in 1982, Tom Watson won his 4th Open at today's venue, Royal Troon, with a 1-stroke win over Peter Oostenhouse and Nick Faldo, Nick Price, Tom Lehman, or Seve Ballesteros.
Could be any of them.
So Nick Price.
Got it?
Nice.
That's correct.
Wow. Nick Price got a job there by a stroke. Very good, Lenny. Guess what? Precipice of a sweep.
No, he
All
didn't
right.
get true false.
Oh, you missed the true false. That's right.
Got it wrong.
You're tied with Pat now, who's in the car on his way to Saratoga.
Yes.
And he's hoping, I don't know, this Pat, he probably roots for you. I don't think he's hoping you miss this, but here's your 5-pointer.
All right, here we go, Lenny. Another this day in sports. Let's take you back to 1942. The first legal New Jersey horse bet in 50 years that day was offered when this track opened.
Okay.
Was it Freehold, Monmouth, Garden State, or Atlantic City Racecourse?
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry, I missed. I didn't hear all that.
Okay.
Can you repeat it?
In 1942, this day in sports, July 18th,
Yes, 18th.
it was the first legal New Jersey bet on horse racing in 50 years when this track opened that day. Was that Freehold, Monmouth, Garden State, or Atlantic City Racecourse?
I'll go Monmouth.
I want to say Freehold. No.
It was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Garden State.
Garden State Park, owned by the Maury family, who at one time owned Hialeah prior to Burnett.
Yeah. What was the name of the guy that owned Atlantic City Racecourse? He used to be around the local tracks all the time. He was a very
I don't
nice
know.
gentleman.
I know Zabers
Oh,
was the
Levy was his
restaurant
name.
right near
Levy.
there. That's it.
Bob Levy. Was that the guy's name?
Oh
Bob
yeah,
Levy?
that's right. And that was a great old race course.
Yeah, very enjoyable. Only open like 5 days a year. That was the whole thing. I believe, until recently, and I don't think it's still open, but you could schlep out there from Atlantic City and end up, betting simulcast there. There would be like 4 people there. It was incredible.
And that's where the original United Nations Handicap was before they moved it. Yep.
And they had grass racing. I remember having some success on the Atlantic City meet because you could expect the unexpected for sure. All right, the Chronic misses out there, but he does have 4 points, so we have a dead heat working right now for second place. I don't know, Lubie. I guess we have to get to the finals here. So you want to roll the scrambler here and decide who's going to be in there? We have Pat and Lenny in a dead heat. Mike's going to be in the finals. Gurggles, while we try and straighten all that out, tell us a little bit about Perdomo Cigars. Do we have anybody that just got out of prison that we want to have speak on the show today?
Oh, Pat, shocker. It's Pat beats.
Oh, Pat won the thing? Wow, okay.
Shocker.
Over
Pat
Lenny.
and Mike will be in the finals.
Big surprise. All right, well, we'll set that up while Gurggles gives us another little nod to Perdomo.
Yeah, come on out here to Miami Lakes. The golf course is in great shape. Probably the end of November, we'll be doing a little closing for renovation. Probably 10, 11 month long. It'll be really special after that. But you can come right up to our pro shop, pay your greens fees for golf, and get a Perdomo cigar right here. Or you can go to 5150 Northwest 167th Street, right off the Palmetto, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're open 7 days a week here. You can get one here. But go in there, see Nuvia, get one of my favorites, a Lot 23. It's a nice, mild cigar, a Dicion de Silvio, top of the line. They make them perfect one at a time. 305-627-6700, the number to call. www.perdomocigars.com, the website to visit to find a cigar tobacconist near you that sells these great cigars. So when our friend Alberg lights up a Perdomo cigar on the 18th and holds up that claret jug, enjoy a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
I hope you cash on that, David. Is that par 3 course still around? That was across the street?
No,
No?
that's been going a long time.
Mowed down? Is it, what, condos now? What, townhouses? What is it?
Nothing is developed there. They're going to make it maybe a park for the city of Miami Lakes. We're not sure.
Okay. Used to like, just tooling around that thing every now and then. You could play it as much as you wanted. Nobody cared. It was fantastic. All right, set for the finals here. Mike and Pat, a couple of a long-time great players here on the game. You guys know the rules. Dave's going to toss out the question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. Nobody answers right away. We offer multiple choice. And the first person to call out his name gets first choice. We go back and forth until we have a winner. Wait a minute. The teleprompter went out here. Oh, no, that was it. That was the other rule. I should run for president. No, that's it. That's how we play the game. And here we go. Here's your championship question with Dave.
All right, guys, good luck. In the 1960 All-Star game, the late, great Willie Mays, who played all 11 innings in the previous game, went to the manager and asked to be replaced in the 6th inning so this player could play. Who was that replacement for Willie Mays?
Wow. Anybody? Here's multiple choice.
Was it Johnny Callison, Matty Alou, Veda Pinson, or George Altman?
Pat.
Pat, who was it?
Matty Alou.
Alou. Toga. No, that's incorrect. 3 left for Mike.
Was it Johnny Callison, Veda Pinson, or George Altman?
George Altman.
Altman.
No.
Incorrect. 2 left. The classic strategy usually employed by Lenny. For Pat.
Johnny Callison or Veda Pinson?
Veda Pinson.
Pinson is correct. The Cincinnati Red great.
Willie Mays waiting on the bench there. Used to run up that right field steps or field in Crosby. The Veda Pinson, who I think was the first base coach for the Marlins, wasn't he?
Yes.
Was Pinson? It could have been. Yeah, very possible. Veda Pinson. Great player, man. He was really, really great. Never mentioned among the greats, but it really was terrific. Veda Pinson, even though I wasn't a fan of his team, he distinguished himself very, very well. I always think the answer is going to be Johnny Callison with you, though.
Johnny Callison, 1963 MVP, when he hit the home run off Dick Radich. Yep, you're right.
But I would say over the years, Gurggles, and how many years is it now? Like 25 or something like that?
More than that, 1998. So
wow.
Going on
26 years, something in there. We should go by Eric Brandon years, where we pick up 5 years every 6 months on who had the longest running Saturday show, which I think he might easily eclipse. He's a young man still, and he's still going with that fishing show, which is excellent and a great production. But I would say it eclipses 20 times the number of times that Johnny Callison has been the answer to a question that you've asked here on the show, which it's great that you pay homage. It's part of the fun of the show. Pay homage to some of these guys that otherwise would be long forgotten. All right, Gurgs, what do you have going again this weekend? You got Toga lined up or what?
The members game. Some of our members went to Turning Stone to play golf and enjoy their casino. So I'll do the men's group here Saturday. And then I may skip pari-mutuels and just enjoy the British Open, which starts 7 a.m. till about 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So that'll be terrific.
Think about what you're saying there. You may skip the pari-mutuels.
Yeah.
All right. If you can do it, Gurgs, you're a better man than most of us. All right. Always a pleasure, David. Thank you very much. Excellent job, as always, on the trivia challenge.
Gentlemen, good luck tonight, Lubie.
Thank you, sir.
And Lubie will be out there.
4th place.
Do you go tuxedo for this thing, Lube? How does that work?
Clothes. I don't know.
Oh, regular standard Lubie?
In shorts occasionally because it's been so fucking hot that I don't.
It's been brutal out there. Yeah. I'm departing on my walks of life around 10:30 lately, and coming back, man. I tell you, it's not like it's going to wear me up, but you start thinking about heat stroke a little bit. No,
I don't walk as long as you do, but I walk my dog.
Yeah,
6 times a day. I start at 6:45 in the morning. Okay, the sun is
6 times a day. You have to walk that much. Unbelievable.
It's a husky. Like if you don't walk him, he fucking tears the house apart.
Yeah? Okay.
So, and I have a kitten too, and he starts picking at her. So, anyways, my first walk's at 6:45. Okay, the sun now is around out at 6:45, but it's fucking 6:45. we walk a decent, like a half a mile. Like we walk a
Right.
little, but we don't walk that much. I come back
Right.
sweating every time now. Like,
Schwitzed,
it's
yeah.
so fucking humid. It's like
It really is, man. It's
hot.
unreal. I kind of crack a sweat after about mile number 1, and then it starts to show some signs on the shirt. But that's my entire goal.
Yeah, you might as
Is
well.
to schwitz as much as I can. I want to be drenched by the time I get home, which I am. And lately, it's taken a quart of beer to satisfy my lust for any kind of liquid infusion into my body. Literally, like a quart. I mean, these 2 16-ounce cans go down like they were nothing. I feel like I'm ready to go to a country music concert.
You cracking on your head.
I started, salivating over the prospect of pouring that beer probably a mile and a half out. Lubie. It
why
first
you
strikes
think
me.
of
I try to think of other things. I try to think of sex, business things, or whatever, better methods of living. And then I start thinking about that beer, and that's it. I probably should keep one with me somehow.
I would do beer. On the walk, I would do water. If you're going to hydrating, I wouldn't drink beer as your hydration tool. I get it at the end as like a celebratory.
But isn't a beer mostly water, Lubie? No, doesn't suffice.
Not dehydrating.
Oh yeah, it's worse.
You won't hydrate.
No wonder I get a little woozy going up and down the stairs after that. All right, we will see you later on today. Stop by. This place is great, man. Wicked Cheesesteaks. I love that place. I love Brian. It's very unique. I mean, we have a lot of outstanding dining places that we frequent here with Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, and these guys couldn't be any better at what they do. All types of variety, from the high end, to stuff that you would consider to be pretty casual, pick up and go type of stuff.
Yes.
And that's Wicked Cheesesteaks. They do have tables inside and a couple of tables outside. And I don't know that you can do better. I'm always so happy to see that on Let's Eat South Florida when people have nothing but high praise for places that we like. Now, and that is on a platform where the usual MO would be to be completely negative.
Pretty much.
And a negative comment usually sparks like hundreds of others that come out of the woodwork suddenly, and they say, "Yeah, that place sucks. I don't know how they stay in business." But Wicked Cheesesteaks is great, man. And as we know, a preferred stop on the culinary circuit for one Lionel Messi.
See, it's been months now, and every time we go, we always ask him. He's like, "Yeah, he was here like 3 times last week." Where's he? I'm like, I love Wicked.
Fucking Messi shows up, and there's no crowd. It's amazing. I mean,
he goes himself.
People don't follow this guy around town or anything. I mean, could he do this if he was in, Argentina? I don't think so.
Anywhere else he couldn't, but here we don't. He's like 5'4". No one knows who the fuck he is. He walks around, and him having like a lime green fucking Lamborghini isn't even special in South Florida. Out east, you see crazy fucking cars all the time. A short dude in a crazy car. It's like, that's
means
normal.
nothing, right? I mean. You're more inclined to see Messi getting into the car and go, "Hey, you got to fucking start that thing? I need a place to park," right? Like Lionel Messi, greatest soccer player of all time. All right, so we'll be there 1 o'clock today. Come on by and have yourself. He has all kinds of great stuff: wings, pizzas, cheesesteak sandwiches are off the chart, lobster rolls, and then he does all kinds of stuff experimental. Yeah, you'll have like a vegetarian lasagna. You're like, "Oh, what do you mean? That's on the menu?"
A lot of things, and he does them all really well.
Somebody was actually bragging to me about how I was talking about Philly cheesesteaks and places in Philadelphia. Oh, it was Harry from Los Patas, who would know, cheesesteaks and stuff like that. And he was saying that the broccoli raw pork sandwich is like the signature thing.
That's what Mayo said. We don't like it. That's what he said.
I didn't find it all that exciting. I don't know about you.
It's fine because broccoli raw has a bitter after bite, so that's my problem. And I actually don't mind.
It's fucking broccoli on this thing. Get out.
I don't mind the broccoli. It's just it has like a bitter flavor. It's okay. It can be a different.
Doesn't even compare to the cheesesteak with the onions and the peppers and mushrooms. Get out of here.
As much as the cheesesteak. I think the cheesesteak's a great sandwich, and the broccoli raw sandwich I think is fine. I just don't like it as much.
I found somebody that agreed with Mayo. All right, we will see you at 1 o'clock today. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. For Dave Gurggles Gergely, Mike Lubie Lubitz, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jeff DeForest. We'll see you next time as we leave you now that.
The time.
You believe it? I almost bet like laying 4.5 with the Fever last night. That's insane. They lose outright. I knew as soon as I thought about that I should just bet the money line on the other team who sucks. It's 9:07.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my show.